Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived a humble candle maker. He wasn't rich, nor did he have a grand shop. His store was small, tucked away in the corner of a narrow street. But everyone in the town knew him, because no matter how simple his candles were, they carried warmth, love, and light. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the candle maker would light the candles in his shop window. Their glow spilled out into the dark street, guiding travelers home and comforting children who were afraid of the night. Among the many candles in his shop stood two very different ones. One was tall, slender, and perfectly shaped. Its smooth wax gleamed in the firelight, and its wick was straight and strong. Whenever the candle was lit, it burned steadily and beautifully, admired by all who saw it. But right beside it stood another candle, shorter, uneven, and flawed. A deep crack ran along its side, making it look weak and broken. Whenever it was lit, the wax melted unevenly, dripping down its body and pooling into messy puddles on the wooden table. The perfect candle often teased the cracked one. "Look at you," it said proudly. "You can't even burn properly. You're crooked. You spill everywhere. You will never shine like me." The cracked candle lowered its flame in embarrassment. Every word pierced its fragile heart. Night after night, it thought silently, "Maybe I really am useless. Maybe I was never meant to shine." Time passed. The perfect candle grew prouder each day, admired for its flawless glow. The cracked candle, on the other hand, lived in quiet sadness, ashamed of its imperfection. One winter evening, as cold winds blew outside, a woman entered the shop carrying her little boy. His face was pale, his hands trembled, and his eyes looked heavy with illness. The boy clung tightly to his mother and whispered, "Mama, I don't want the dark. Please don't let the dark come." The mother's eyes filled with tears. She explained softly to the candle maker, "He's been unwell for many days. At night, when the darkness fills our home, he grows frightened and cannot sleep. Could you please give us a candle to keep beside his bed?" The candle maker's heart ached. He looked around his shop. His eyes fell on the cracked candle, the one others had ignored, the one that thought it was useless. He gently picked it up. "Take this one," he said kindly. The cracked candle was surprised. "Me? Why me? Why not the tall, perfect one?" it thought. But it stayed silent as the mother took it home. That night, the candle maker lit the cracked candle and placed it beside the boy's bed. The flame flickered softly. It wasn't steady, it wasn't strong, but it was warm. The boy watched the gentle light dancing against the walls. Slowly, his breathing calmed. For the first time in many nights, he smiled and whispered, "Mama, I'm not afraid anymore." And he drifted off into peaceful sleep. The cracked candle's heart swelled with emotion. I did that? My weak little light comforted him? The next morning, the candle returned to the shop, melted slightly but still standing. The perfect candle mocked again. "Look at you. You're shorter now, even more broken than before. You'll melt away soon. What good are you?" The cracked candle almost believed those cruel words again, but then it remembered the boy's smile. The image of his peaceful face burned brighter than any flame. Night after night, the candle maker chose the cracked candle to sit by the boy's bed. And each time the boy slept peacefully, his fears washed away by the soft glow. The cracked candle didn't shine the brightest, it didn't stand the tallest, but it gave something far greater: comfort, warmth, and courage. One evening, as the candle burned low, it finally whispered to the candle maker, "Why me? You could have given the boy a perfect candle. Why did you choose me when I am broken?" The candle maker smiled gently and replied, "My little one, don't you see? Your crack makes you melt differently. Your wax softens and flows in a way the others don't. Every night I collect your melted wax and pour it into small molds. From you, I make tiny new candles that shine with their own light." It was one of those little candles that first lit up the boy's darkness. The cracked candle's flame trembled in surprise. "So all this time, my weakness was giving birth to light?" The candle maker nodded. "Yes, what you thought was your flaw has been your greatest gift. Without you, that little boy would still fear the dark. Without you, this shop would not have such warmth. Without you, there would be less light in this world." Tears of joy glistened in the cracked candle's flame. For the first time, it did not feel ashamed. It felt proud. Proud of its crack. Proud of its uneven wax. Proud of the light it gave. Friends, we are all like candles. Some of us stand tall and strong. Some of us feel cracked, broken, or less than others. But remember, even a small flickering flame can brighten the darkest night. Your cracks do not make you useless. Your weaknesses can become your greatest strengths if you change the way you see them. The cracked candle thought it was broken, but in truth it was creating more light than it ever realized. And just like that candle, you too are perfect in your own way. You may not always shine like others. You may spill, stumble, or feel uneven. But somewhere, someone is waiting for your light. A light that only you can give. So never hide your cracks. Never be ashamed of your flaws. Because sometimes it's the broken candle that lights the way for others. If this story touched your heart today, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are enough exactly as you are. If you believe in spreading light through kindness and wisdom, don't keep this story to yourself. Share it with a friend who might need hope. Tell me in the comments, what crack or flaw in your life has secretly been your strength? I'd love to read your thoughts. And if you're new here, subscribe for more motivational stories, life lessons, and peaceful inspiration. Together, let's grow silently, shine brightly, and live meaningfully.